with me, I think the hard part was correct pronunciation of words. So I still remember I was translating for someone in a college, and I had to use the word probably, but I would keep saying probably.
Hello everyone, I am Niharika John Mehra and welcome to the English Workbook. So, a couple of days back, I posted a video where I talked about how we can have a person around us, a friend, or maybe a brother, sister, a cousin with whom we can speak in English, and that's the way we can improve in spoken English. It's very important. We can do a lot of reading, we can do a lot of watching, we can do a lot of listening to good things, but if we are not speaking, in that case you won't go anywhere. You will be stuck around the same position where you were earlier. So in order to open up, in order to get into that rhythm of learning and gathering that courage to speak in English, you will have to have a person in your life, at least one person in your life, a friend, sibling, cousin, with whom you can speak in English. And many of you commented that you don't have any such friend who does not know your mother tongue. Okay, so you don't have that kind of a circle. So, what should we do? You can, of course, ask your sibling or you can ask your cousin to have conversation in English whenever you guys are talking to each other. So, right now, I have my cousin Priyanka Das. So, let's now connect with Priyanka. So, viewers, we have Priyanka Das. She is my cousin. Now she is here with us. And let's start by knowing her. Of course, I know her, but I want her to introduce herself to all of you. Priyanka, how are you?
Hi, Niharika. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fine. Please introduce yourself to my students.
I am Priyanka Das. I'm a creative content writer, and as you all know by now, I'm your tutor Niharika's cousin. So I've been writing for 10 years now, and yeah, that's that's about me.
Okay. So I would like to tell all of my students, all of my viewers, I am the person who is more into watching things and learning English from shows and movies, etc. She is a kind of person who likes to read a lot. Okay. Now you might be like me or maybe like her, so you will get both the perspectives over here. First thing I want to ask you, Priyanka, so that my students know from a different angle. They just know me speaking in English and how I have done it till now. But for you, okay, why English? Why not any other language? Why not sticking to Hindi? Why English? Why you think it is important for you to conversate in English?
Well, it's a very interesting question, and I mean, you were more inclined towards movies and you watched English movies. That's how you picked up more on English. But I always enjoyed reading. And I remember as a kid when I got into reading, there were good English books, around us. So that's where I started reading English books. And it just was very fascinating to read more and more authors. And I couldn't find much literature in Hindi at that point of time. But when I picked up English writers, I found that there were writers who wrote about different things. There were writers who wrote fiction, non-fiction. There was so much to read from, and I just enjoyed it. Initially, when I started reading, my English wasn't that great, so it was so hard for me to understand a lot of books. Like I wouldn't pick up certain books that had hard English in it. So I would read very easy going authors. But I realized as I read a lot of books, I somehow automatically grew into that understanding of a lot of words and a lot of phrases. And then I could go on to read a lot of harder authors, whose English is like considered as classic. So yeah, I think reading a lot helped me to understand English more, that I don't think I would have learned otherwise if I didn't give myself to reading.
Even I didn't know a couple of things about that Literally, I'm telling you guys, I was not aware of how she switched from easygoing authors to the ones who are like really famous for the literature portion, literature content in their books. Awesome. I want you to now talk about, or let's say share, how you got fluent in speaking English.
Okay, well, I would say my journey of speaking English actually was very parallel to yours, because I remember as we were kids, we were in school, after school. I think it was one summer when we were yeah, in high school, we started going to this English coaching class. We were just kids and we barely knew English. We just like could pick up some words, but we weren't fluent at all. So we went to this English coaching class at that point of time, and we had a very wonderful English teacher. And the best part about him was he taught us English based on Hindi and Hindi grammar. So we already knew Hindi and we were good at Hindi grammar. So it was easy for us to understand English coming out of Hindi. So that's how we just started our journey of speaking English. And it was very easy for us because the teacher there did not just throw English at us. He made us understand Hindi and then go to English through that. And then I remember we got homeworks from the coaching class and we would do it together and then we would speak English. But then a couple of years later, when I went to college, as you went to the fellowship, a church fellowship, I was in the same fellowship. We almost had the same set of friends. When we came to this church fellowship and we had friends who knew English, we were just, we almost like pushed our limits and decided to speak English more and more.
That's so true. I have already spoken about that group, and you see, now other people, talking to them, it was like mandatory for both of us. Okay, but between Priyanka and me, we had this choice. We could have spoken in Hindi, but we ignored that. And Priyanka would agree on this, right? That we could have always taken easier path. Okay, when no one is around, it's just us. Both of us, we know Hindi, so why not to talk in Hindi? But we were so much into that kind of environment, and we chose. It's a choice. So this is like a highlight for all of you. It is your choice that you are going to speak in English with your family or your brother, sister, whosoever is there around you. At least I know, at least there will be one person with whom you can talk in English, but for that you have to make a choice, right? So that's what we did. Okay, going forward, okay, how you liked me as your spoken English partner? If you would want to
Well,
shed some light on this.
well, I guess the best part about you as a spoken English partner was that you were as zealous as me to learn English. So I never had to like try hard to make you speak back in English, or I had to bug you to speak in English. I think it came very naturally to us, even when we were not around friends who speak in English, when we were in our homes, when we would catch up. We would just naturally speak in English. I think it was something that we both enjoyed. It was just very easy for me because you were equally interested in learning English, speaking in English. So having a partner who equally has the same desire for learning, I would say, made it very easy for me to do the same thing.
Okay, now coming on to what you do. So, my students, my viewers, they know I teach, I'm on an academy, but as I said earlier, my sister, she is a content writer. So, many of you, some of you I know, but then there might be more than some of you who may be interested in becoming a content writer, or maybe just for interest sake, just for something additional add-on you want to do with yourself, your free time, and you want to do content writing. So Priyanka, I have this question for you. I am not good at this area, okay, but you are. So please help us understand that how come this the thing came into your life that you want to be a content writer, and in short, how my students, my learners can be a content writer, a creative writer.
Well, I would say the same way that we were different in you watching English movies and me reading English books. You took the path of, teaching English and like spoken English and those things. And I went into the written form of writing. Well, I still remember when I was in first year of my college, um, I just decided that I wanted to work along with studies. So I just sat down one day and I started thinking, what is one thing that I am good at and one thing that I enjoy doing the most? And then I realized that I enjoy reading. And then since at that point I could read well, I was well in English, I decided, okay, I think since I enjoy reading and I enjoy English, I can also start writing. So that's where I picked up on writing articles. So when I started off, again, my articles weren't that great because my English was still very basic. But then since I was writing for IT companies, I had to read a lot. So again, reading a lot of authors, I grew my vocabulary, I would say, because I wanted to be as good as them. So I read more and then I wrote more. And then when I did not just stick to writing for IT, I wrote for education sector, fashion sector, and different areas. So when I was writing for different fields, I was also reading a lot about them. So I would say that reading a lot of different writers gave my writing an edge. So I got better by reading other bloggers, other content writers, and then also challenging myself to start a blog. I think that was a big switch because I would write for companies, but I wanted to write for myself and get better at writing. So, this continued practice of writing as a blogger helped me a lot because then I would practice writing every day. I made a goal for myself that Priyanka, before going to bed, you will sit down and write something for your blog, something for yourself for 10 minutes. I think that practice helped me develop my writing skills, my English skills, looking up for difficult words to add to my articles, understanding the meaning of different words. So, I didn't give myself a lot of time. 10 minutes every day, but with consistency, helped me really grow my writing better.
Okay, so it was informative enough till now, till this point. Now let's tell some truths to the audience, okay, to my viewers. I have made many mistakes, okay, while I was learning. I'm still learning. Did you ever judge me when I made mistake in speaking or while speaking?
Well, I think I couldn't judge you because while we were learning, my English wasn't that great either. But then I think there were times where you would spell some words incorrectly, and I would try really hard not to make fun of you. But since we were kids, I think I did end up making fun of you sometimes
Yeah,
when we were in high school.
cannot pinpoint it, exactly how it happened, but I never had this problem. All of you, now listen, okay? So I never had problem with Priyanka that she will stop speaking to me in English or she will be demotivating me. It was always very light kind of fun, even if I made mistake or something it went wrong. Sometimes we use Hindi words in between a sentence, right? So we would accept that part of conversation. We won't be like, you have to be so rigid, only you have to use this word. And I believe that was the same from her end also. Okay, so now this thing I accepted and I confessed this thing in front of you guys last time in the last video I made on spoken English, tips for spoken English. So you can find that video directly here. That was the thing. I made mistake. I made a blunder so many times. I used to use did with verb second form. I didn't went there, something like that. Okay, I didn't wanted it. I mean, it is a blunder. We never say that. Did plus verb first form. So that was something embarrassing for me. Yes, it was long back, but I came out of that condition. I corrected myself. I practiced hard to not use verb second form with did. So Priyanka, what about you?
So just like you, I had my fair share of embarrassing moments when it came to speaking English. With me, I think the hard part was correct pronunciation of words. So I still remember I was translating for someone in a college, and I had to use the word probably, but I would keep saying probably, and it was so embarrassing because students and people came up to me later on and they would correct me, oh, you actually meant probably, right? And I realized it was because I picked up that word, the pronunciation of that word, from someone who already pronounced it wrong, so it was someone who would not speak it correctly, and I picked it up from that person and I learned it wrong, so I would always mispronunciate it, so yeah, I would always mess up with words like that.
Okay, yeah, that happens. I mean, there are some mistakes I still do, but then I correct it immediately, probably in the next sentence. The second time I speak, I reiterate and I correct. So that's what I do. Okay, so this is the last one for you. It has become a very formal video. I didn't expect it to be this formal, but it's okay. Maybe next time we can do a fun kind of video. Okay, Priyanka, any tip that you want to give to my learners, my viewers for improving spoken English? Like just one tip, one key tip if you can share.
Wow. So you're asking for just one. So I think the number one, in my opinion, for speaking English well is probably just talking a lot. Like just keep talking in English with your family, with your friends, because you may listen to a lot of English songs, you may read a lot of English books, you may watch a lot of English movies, but until unless it comes out of your own mouth, until and unless you speak it out, you will not go so far. You have to mess up, you have to make your own mistakes, you have to know what area you are weak in. If your grammar is bad, if your pronunciation is bad, you just have to fall and get up, and that's how you'll have to learn. So don't feel embarrassed in just speaking in English with anyone around you. People may laugh, people may comment, people may say anything. Just know that you are doing it for yourself. So speak in English to your family, your friends, to your colleagues, and I believe that with a lot of practice and patience, and also watching a lot of videos like yours, people will definitely get better in speaking in English.
Okay, thank you so much. And I won't give you thanks for your time because you're my sister. I can anytime approach you and I can ask you to do as many videos as I want for me, right? But it was a great time with you. Thank you so much for helping my viewers. So viewers, if you want more such videos, let me know in the comment section below what should be the title or on what topic you want to see us discussing. Also, make sure that you like and share the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not done till now. I'm planning to make more such videos where we can practically deal with the situation. I want to show you how it is done. I want to show you all that spoken English is not that tough thing for you to do. You should be taking it in a very easy manner, and the way you take it, your attitude towards it will help you in growing in the very same thing. So I will be seeing you soon with more such videos, informative fun videos where you can learn some other thing about spoken English. Thank you so much for watching the video. See ya. Bye bye. Take care. It looks like we have tried copying each other in our hairstyle. Even when you had iPhone, you had the same issue. Now you have Android, you have the same issue. When will you
I
understand?
think it's not more about the phone. It's about me. It is
Yeah.
more about the phone.
Are you there? Are you connected, Priyanka Das?